Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching and Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channels. This is the NXT review for the 25th of January, 2022. This show continues to be abysmally bad since their switch over into the new NXT 2.0 concept. Although at least they're trying something different. Although I can't imagine anybody watches this on a regular basis. Cold open, no video package. MSK cuts a promo ahead of their match in the Dusty Cup. MSK talk about winning the Dusty Cup the previous year thanks to Matt Riddle. They know what it takes. They cut a promo standing in front of the tournament trophy before they head to the ring for the opening contest. MSK, Wesley, Nash Carter defeats Jacket Time, Ikemanjiro, and Kushida to advance in the Dusty tournament. Wesley pins Kushida and MSK move on to the next round, where they face Malik Blade and Endos Anades in the semifinal. Two babyface teams coming together. Action goes through a commercial break. It's there for the sake of spot, but it doesn't really do anything worthwhile. They do build to a hot tag that very few fans in attendance cared about. MSK attempts their signature move, which is a standing moonsault. Kushida counters, applies the hoverboard lock on Nash Carter. Wesley makes a blind tag. Kushida comes in, puts on a submission hold, and there we go off for a little while. Lee leaps off the middle rope, and Lee delivers a blockbuster on Kushida. Lee then covers Kushida for a pinfall win. Two teams shake hands and they embrace each other as a sign of sportsmanship. Ikemanjiro and Zoe Stark are backstage talking about the Dusty Cup. They bicker, but not as much as before. Shirai then warming up Stark. Tiffany Stratton interrupts the conversation to say she'll beat Shirai in the match tonight. Stratton scoffs at that idea. Legado del Fantasma makes the entrance to the arena, and then they pass MSK, who is on their way out, glares at an exchange and tension in the air. Cameron Grimes cuts a vignette promo on Tony D'Angelo ahead of their match tonight. Moments ago, SUV arrives at the building. Out steps North American champion Carmelo Hayes, opening the back door. Oli J comes out performing a song tonight on NXT. Don't even know who that is. I don't know if I should. I don't think I'm their target demo. Anyway, Santos Escobar in the ring with Miguel del Fantasma. Escobar cuts a promo on Braun Breaker. Really wasted Braun Breaker if they go in this direction. Including making a math joke at the expense of the Steiner family. Escobar mentions that he and Breaker come from similar backgrounds, alluding to both being second-generation stars. He said that's why he's not intimidated by Breaker. Truth is, I don't like you. Actually, I despise you. Escobar despises how fast Breaker got to NXT. Despises how much of a break that Breaker is being given NXT. NXT champion Braun Breaker interrupts the monologue. Breaker confronts Escobar. Breaker puts over Escobar but says Escobar is insecure. Breaker tells Escobar to shut up in Spanish. Escobar says things are done on his time. He tells Breaker his time is when the time is right, he'll know. Legado del Fantasma as a group exit the ring. Mendoza and Wilde then try to jump Breaker, but Breaker fights them off. This is just a segment to kill time. Solo Sakoa defeats Boa in a no DQ Falls Count Anywhere match. Weapons-filled grudge match that I don't understand who would care about. Boa attacks Sakoa during the entrance. Boa repeatedly hits him with a kendo stick. Boa then throws chairs and Thunder into the ring. They fight over a folding chair. Boa pushes Sakoa with the chair shot, punishing him and sets him up at the table at ringside, allowing for Sakoa to recover. Fight spills out onto the soundstage through the building around the backstage area. They fight to a roll-up door, smashing dents into it in the process. Sakoa misses a hip attack and smashes into the door. Boa then sends Sakoa out the walk-through door, attempting to follow up. They fight their way back into the ring. Brawling continues as they fight on. Sakoa leaps over the top rope, off the top rope with a superfly splash and puts Boa through a table. Gunner the former Walter and current Imperium member, manages to kind of pretend to care here. He is subject of a vignette, and they cut a basic promo about how Imperium's going to take over. Duke Hudson defeats Guru Raj. Hudson pins Raj in a squash match. Basically, he beats Raj handily in a quick way. Does a bit of a he drops the gambling gimmick. He's now basically a bad fighter. Dante Chen comes down, cuts a promo. This promo should not be on national television. It was uncomfortably horrible. Chen and Hudson have full-apart brawl. Chen then is seeking revenge after Hudson attacks him last week. Hudson then tries a chop block on Chen, and Chen sells big. Legado del Fantasma is backstage interview. Vows seek revenge on Von Baker. Kaylee Ray, Indy Hartwell, and Portia Parada defeat Toxic Attraction, Mandy Rose, Gigi Dolan, and JC Jane to win the 6-woman tag team match. Gosh, this is just horrible. Dolan at least has something, though. Peralta pins Dolan to win the match that went on for way too long. They are building towards title matches with all 6 of these. Win back and forth action for a while. Builds to dives. For the sake of dives on the outside, Kaylee Ray, Toxic Attraction work over Hartwell. As the show cuts to a commercial break, hot tag after the show returns from the break. Peralta cleans house. Kaylee Ray squares off with Rose, retrieves her baseball bat, and then stalks Rose with the bat. Rose then begs off and flees the scene, running away and leaving her team. Meanwhile, Peralta delivers a sit-out cutter to Dolan. Peralta then pins Dolan to win the contest. Anyway, decent vignette highlighting Andres Enofe and Malik Blade. Whatever. I mean, they've done nothing to make me care about these characters, so it's just flat. Raquel Gonzalez is working out of the gym when Cora Jade comes to annoy Gonzalez. Jade is still trying to convince Gonzalez that she'd make a good tag team partner for the Dusty Cup. Gonzalez does not want to hear any of it. She is thinking of teaming with Dakota Kai, the same person she was feuding with a while ago. And even at this point, we're not even halfway through the show, but the show feels really long. Grizzled Young veterans James Drake and Zach Gibson defeat Chase University, Andre Chase, and Bahai Hayward to advance in the Dusty Classic. Drake pins Hayward, and then they advance to face the Creed brothers. Hayward runs wild on the heels. Double team distraction cuts that off. Von Wagner runs in after the match to attack the beaten team. Wagner pummels them until Robert Stone climbs in the ring, gives Wagner a dress coat. Wagner puts the coat on. Stone declares Wagner under his new management. Why are we doing this? Anyway, Grayson Waller, during a vignette, introduced the audience to his new muscle. Walter's new bodyguard was a star in Bollywood, or Waller's new bodyguard, a star in Hollywood. But now he's basically a Diesel knockoff. Anyway, so Odyssey Jones is out of action with a knee injury, requiring surgery. Update on the show. If this is legit, sad for him. Then we go to Cameron Grimes defeats, Io Shirai defeats Tony Stratton. Shirai wins after moonsault press. It wasn't that long ago that Shirai really meant something. Muda handstand in the beginning. Stratton has promised if she can find herself. Should not be on national television yet, but this is WWE where they don't really care about anything other than making stars and merchandise. They don't care about the fans or the talent who have to recover from these bad gimmicks. She executes her own version of the Great Muda handstand back elbow, and then the match itself is, I guess, fine. Shirai fires up after comeback, and Shirai climbs turnbuckles, moonsault press by Shirai and covers Stratton for the 3 count. Malcolm Bivens, Diamond Mine drop dojo. Diamond Mine trains behind him as Bivens cuts a promo challenging Imperium next week to face Diamond Mine in a 6-man tag team match. Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams introduce Oli J. She performs her song, Make 'Em Fall. I didn't even know who this was. Anyway, Cameron Grimes defeat Tony D'Angelo. Grimes pinned and D'Angelo after interference from Pete Dunne. Grimes winning earns the title shot against North American champion at Vengeance Day, the next NXT premium event that virtually no one cares about. Anyway, so we go to Grimes pinning after interference. As mentioned, Grimes out-wrestled D'Angelo early. D'Angelo uses dirty tactics and tries to gain a cheap advantage. Grimes then hits the Harley Race bump over the deal, and then there's a commercial break. D'Angelo remains in control, and as the show returns, Grimes eventually fights out. Grimes cuts him off again. D'Angelo gets several near falls on Grimes. What a waste of Grimes. They trade strikes, which leads to Grimes executing a running Spanish fly press. Grimes then begins a comeback, cut off yet again. Grimes then tries an exploder suplex, and Grimes is out again. Grimes then goes for springboard off the middle rope, saves time. Time stands still. Grimes then leaps off the top rope with a flying crossbody for the best near fall of the show. D'Angelo rolls to the outside of the ring. D'Angelo is leaving the announce desk. Pete Dunne appears at ringside. Dunne then nails D'Angelo with a cricket bat. Grimes then delivers the cave-in and covers D'Angelo for a 3 count. Grimes is winning, earning a title shot for NXT Vengeance Day and North American Championship. Breaker gets back up. He's interviewed outside the building. When Legado del Fantasma rolls up, they confront him. He balls up his fist as though he's ready to fight. Tommaso Ciampa walks up beside Breaker. Breaker now has a partner, and supposedly there'll be a 3-on-2 handicap match somewhere in the future if we believe previous bookings. Anyway, that's this mess, and ultimately not very good, but it's WWE, the third level brand, and I don't think anyone cares anymore, and the talent's getting paid, so that's what matters. Anyway, we'll be back with more right after this.